Okay, hello guys and welcome back to a new video here at Bat Universe. My name is David Miranda and in today's video we're going to discuss the new Bat and the Cat trailer. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a like, a comment down below and a subscription for some extra love. Let's get into it. Okay, so starting off by this trailer, I just want to give some first thoughts that I got when I watched it. I really like this trailer. I loved all the three of them, but I think this one is one of my favorites. I think the second one is my favorite, and this is the second best one yet. It gave away more than just Batman, you know. It gave the whole atmosphere of Gordon being in it, Alfred being in it, and Riddler and Catwoman. It gave a lot of it kind of showed that there are more than just Batman in this movie, and that's something I really like, because Batman's Rogue Gallery is one of the most fantastic things in the entire comic book universe. So it's really exciting to see how they're going to go with this and how much of the other heroes and villains we'll see in this movie. I'm really excited to see more about that. But in the beginning of the trailer, Batman discussed with some girl, I can't recall her name, it's here, either way, and we kind of get a clearer view of that Bruce Wayne doesn't exist yet, or the persona of Bruce Wayne. As already mentioned by Matt Reeves, he is in a fight with himself with finding this persona and what that persona stands for, because he's also struggling with knowing what Batman stands for and what is justice, you know. So I think this is a pretty good contrast to see that he's not just fighting with being Batman, but he's also fighting with being Bruce Wayne. I really like that part in the trailer, and I think this character might be the person who kind of helps Bruce Wayne a little bit on the way to get to what Bruce Wayne is, because I don't think we would have had scenes in the movie with someone complaining about him not doing anything if he won't have an arc or something like that, with him working more and more on being the person he's supposed to be. So I really like that part, I really did. Another thing that was mostly like a highlight for me was that we got to see more Gordon, more Alfred, and more Catwoman in this trailer. Because I have enjoyed the other ones, as I've said, but I think it's too much focus on Batman. I know it's a Batman movie, but I'm really interested in seeing all these other characters. So I was really happy to see more of them. So I thought that was very, very nice. We get to see Gordon have a conversation with, I think it's the police chief or something like that, and he's wondering like, is he a part of this? And Gordon's like, no, he's not a part of this, you know. He defends Batman, he's Batman's ally in this movie, and I just really enjoyed seeing that, because I love the Dark Knight trilogy and I love a lot of other animated movies and such, but bringing this relationship between Bruce and Gordon is something I don't think we've seen in live action yet. We got Gotham and they have a good connection there, but it's more like a, you know, good friendship, or, you know, almost a dad-son relationship, but or maybe that weird uncle, I'm not sure, but you know, this isn't something we've seen on the big screen yet, so I'm really looking forward to see more of this. I really am. When we look at Bat and the Cat, I feel like their relationship is going to go up and down and up and down in this movie, because Bruce Wayne refers to her as not sure if she's an ally. So I think that the relationship will be unclear, and maybe they have the same goal but they take different paths there that they don't respect with each other, or they have a different outcome. You know, maybe Catwoman says that she's supposed to do something, she just wants vengeance as well, but instead she steals something. You know, that's something she usually does, so I wouldn't be too surprised if they will not stay friends in the ending of this movie, or maybe they do, you know. But I think, yeah, it's going to have a lot of drama in it between these two. We get to see this action scene between the two. We've seen a little bit of it before, but now we got a clearer view of it, and I feel like, yeah, a lot of shit is going to go down between these two, and that's something I'm really looking forward to see in live action as well, because we have seen Catwoman twice, and if I'm being honest, it took me a rewatch of The Dark Knight Rises to realize that that was supposed to be Catwoman. I think that was an awful representation of the character. And the 1992 version is also a bit odd, if I'm being honest. I do like that one, but still not the Catwoman I'd like to see in live action, so to say. And then if we keep going on this path of unclear relationships, we got the relationship between Riddler and Bruce. We got some, on-set photos, or not on-set photos, but photos of the paper, the newspaper, where we get to see a picture of a young Bruce Wayne, a young Wayne family, and also a young Riddler. So they will surely have some kind of relation to each other, and my thought there is that what Thomas and Martha Wayne, because they're obviously going to be corrupt in some way, and what I think here is that they have messed up the Riddler's, life when he was young. Maybe they had his family killed, or they didn't borrow money, or something that just messed up his entire life and childhood, probably, and therefore he kind of wants Batman to realize that your parents were fucking assholes, so I don't know what the fuck you're doing this for, or something like that. I'm not, I can't be 100% sure. I haven't watched the movie. I'm just speculating here. That's what we do, and it's a lot of fun. One thing that also makes me a bit curious, that I also discussed in a podcast that I recorded yesterday with the Legion of Geeks and two of his friends. I can't remember the name, unfortunately, but they were very nice guys. And if you want to check out that pod, the link is in the bio down below. Make sure to check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun to be in there, and it was a lot of fun recording it. So make sure to check that out. But the big question I had now was, if the Riddler knows Bruce Wayne is Batman, what will be the outcome for Riddler then? They kind of put himself in a corner here, I'd say, in a way. Not necessarily. I mean, there are different ways to go with this. But is the Riddler going to die, or why wouldn't he tell anybody? We got and this was something we also discussed in the pod, to check it out. We got this, Batman Hush comic, and in the comic, the Riddler also knows Bruce Wayne is Batman, but he keeps it to himself because he's so proud of himself and can't, he likes to know that he knows something that somebody else doesn't. So that might be the outcome here as well. It's very possible. It is one of the more famous Riddler comics, so I think it's a possibility.
We all have our scars, Bruce. You're still a Wayne.
This was a line that kind of made me wonder what the fuck is going on here. Because this kind of feels like it goes direct to Bruce and not to his parents, in my opinion. Because he refers to it as our scars, like it's your scars. Because I don't really understand how Thomas and Martha Wayne's deeds would, matter what Bruce does. Or, maybe he feels like he fights for the wrong reason, and that's completely respectable, but I feel like this is more focused to Batman, so I'm not really sure what he means by this. Is he going to cross the line, or is he going to find out something that he's done, or is it anything like that? Because I don't really necessarily feel that this has with Thomas and Martha Wayne to do, but he says you're still a Wayne, and that probably means that I'm not sure. It's really, really confusing. It's a confusing line. I would say it's a possibility. That thought I have is that maybe it's pretty early in the movie and he feels like he's done something he shouldn't have done, and he says, we've all done shit, but you're still a Wayne. You fight for the good, or something like that. I'm not really sure. I'm really curious about what will go down between Alfred and Bruce, and that's also something I want to mention that I really enjoyed with this trailer. We got to see more of Alfred and Bruce. I know I mentioned that earlier, but oh god, I really enjoy this little bond they have. I know it will be very passionate and very, from what we've heard, we know that they're going to fight a bit in this movie, and we also, in the breakdown we did, we can see that Alfred has a little scar in his head, so we probably can figure out that he's either been in an accident or he's have an actual fought, you know, like, or he's actually had a real fight with Bruce, which also would be really cool to see in a way, because obviously they'll solve it in some way because it's Bruce and Batman, right? They need each other. They're more iconic than Batman and Robin, if we're being totally honest. So I definitely think that this is going to be really cool to see how it all plays out. And then we get the floating part, a reference to the year 1, I think it is. Yeah, Batman Year 1 or Year 0. No, yeah, Year 1. I'm sorry. It's in reference to Batman Year 1, which also is a comic book storyline with the Riddler in it, where he floats all of Gotham. It's really cool to see that it takes inspiration from this comic book, because, well, it's really good. If you haven't read it, make sure to do so. I can leave a link to Amazon with the comic in the description, hopefully, if I remember. But that was really cool to see, if I'm being 100% honest. And the two last things I really enjoyed in this trailer was that we got to see more detective work. We got to see him answer one of the riddles, for example, which I thought was pretty cool. And I'm really looking forward to see more of this, since we all know that it's going to be more focused on this in this movie than it has ever before. And I can't say anything bad about that, really. Because that's what I want to see more of. We got so much pointless action in, well, mostly all of the entire superhero genre at the moment. And I'm really tired of it, in a way. I want to see cool fighting scenes. I don't want them to be the Nolan trilogy fighting scenes, even though I love those movies. I want to see more detective and more thinking, and, you know, you want to solve it before Bruce because you want to feel smart, right? But then he'll be the smartest in the room and kind of figure it out and hopefully explain how it figures it out. And I just really enjoy, and I'm really looking forward to see a bit more of that. And also, I want to mention that we got to see more action. That was really freaking dope. I'm mostly speaking of the last scene here, where he kind of beats these guys down that has weapons on them. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was so cool. It was a bit slow, maybe, if I'm going to say anything bad about it, but it was really enjoyable to see, and it gave me, you know, I don't want to say that it's a reference to The Dark Knight Returns, because I bet it isn't, but it gave me a Dark Knight Returns vibe with breaking the machine gun when he, you know, uses their weapon in a non-lethal way. I really, really enjoyed that. I did. I'm not gonna lie. But that was my first thoughts about the Bat and the Cat. But that was my first thoughts about the Bat and the Cat trailer. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, a comment down below, and a subscription for some extra love. My name has been David Miranda, and tomorrow you'll see a New Year's video, and after that, we step our shit up, guys. Goodbye.